Today, I'm going to show you my 10-minute everyday makeup routine. Super quick and easy, super natural, and the best part, no liquid foundation. So there are only 6 items that you really need for this entire routine. And once you nail this routine, it'll only take you 10 minutes, maybe even less. I'm also going to show you how I like to prep my skin, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you can sleep in the mornings. So as a person with dry skin, how do I like to prep my skin before using any type of makeup just to ensure that my skin isn't already heavy before the makeup? First, I want to use toner. Next, I would like to basically just use a very light, thin serum. I would recommend you use something that's like water-based for a base, just because it's better. Like if it has like some sort of silicone in there, it might just like rub when you put, it doesn't sit well with like any sort of makeup. And the last thing that I like to use is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin E Rich Face Base. Yeah, honestly, I would say you can use any type of moisturizer that's not silicone based or like that it's like water based. If you have dry skin, honestly, I think this one's the best product that I've ever used. It is a little bit more on the expensive side. So like I said in the intro, 6 items are all we really need. First, what are we replacing our foundation with? We're going to replace it with a sunscreen that has Tone Up. This is as much as I need. This one's kind of purple. I don't do anything special. I just literally rub it on my face. Next thing on the list for me is a cream blush. I like to use a cream blush under the powders because I just find it a lot easier and I don't need any equipment specifically for this. I literally just use like my finger and I grab a bunch and I start actually over here. I have 2 mirrors, so I'm staring at random places. And I also like this just to be a little heavier, and because it's under the powder. This is also one of those things where it's like once you get like good at just dabbing it, it takes literally less than a minute to do. Personally, I like to make the nose just a little red because I feel like my face is kind of long. And so as you can see, I don't know if you can see because the camera doesn't really show as much color. And the last thing to do is basically just use a little bit on like your eyes as like eyeshadow. The next thing is you're going to need a colored powder. So this one's also a Florasis blurring pressed powder that I personally like to use. You're free to use whatever brand you like. Just find one that works with your skin tone and your skin preferences. You just put it on top. It's like it sets and it will also blur the pores and everything. And I'm literally already done with the base. And that only took a few minutes. So now you have the freedom to whatever you like to do. There's like no requirements. Some of these are even optional. I personally will also do a contour for my nose, and I personally like to do it before my brows. I don't know why. A preference. You can do whatever you want here, but choose something that's like natural. This one is BBIA it's a Korean brand. This one is Pistachio Blossom, and I find works really well with Asian skin, like Asian skin tone. There are other brands and other colors that I've tried, also from BBIA, the other colors. They don't work as well, like it just makes you look kind of dirty, like if you use it here. This part I'm doing is also optional, but it doesn't take that long because it's gonna be very natural. I personally like to put some over here to shrink the length of my face a little bit. My bone over here just likes to pop, so I like to shrink it inwards a little bit. Next thing that's very important personally for me, some people already have like really nice brows, so you might not need it. You can also just, if you already have like really nice brows, you can also opt for like a brow mascara, and it might honestly already be enough for you. So just know that everything I'm showing you right now, there are other choices that you can use. Like it doesn't have to be exactly what I'm using. I'm just showing you literally like what I normally do. So I think this video might be relatively short, but that is okay. Once you nail it down though, I promise you, this is literally like a 10-minute routine thing that you can literally get done in 10 minutes. Ta-da! So my brows are also done. So just a heads up, my brows have been like tattooed in the past. It's starting to fade. So I forgot about the lips thing, so it's not 6 items, it's actually 7. But there's a little bit of thing I want to talk about for eyeliners before I actually show you how I like to do my eyeliners. Is there is a difference when you use a gel and a liquid. So I know that liquids actually seem to be easier for beginners, but personally for me, after using like liquids for a while, I find gels actually a lot easier because using liquids kind of require precision a lot more than I feel like with the gels. So for me, if I want something that's very natural, I tend to like to use a brown colored gel pencil. And I do it in a weird way. I don't know how you guys like to do yours. And I get it really close to like my eye line. And once I have basically the base of the line down, I will just kind of drag it out just a little bit because I also don't want like a very big wing for like the natural look. But that's all up to you. And I can totally do this like eyes closed like that. And then I'll literally just drag it out a little bit, clean it up a little bit, make sure that the 2 sides match. And then I would go from this to this. Ta-da! So this is already like basically done, I would say. And the last thing I will do is, honestly, just my lips. I just do my bottom lips because I don't like it very strong. And literally, I'm ready to go. Honestly, if I'm not explaining anything, it really just takes me about 10 minutes in the morning. Like, throw the eggs into the boiler for like 12 minutes or so, and then in the meantime, just do your makeup. By the time you're done, your eggs are done, eat your breakfast, change and go. Or like change before you do any of this. I don't really know how you guys like do it in the morning, but it doesn't really matter when. But this takes 10 minutes literally, no foundation, and if you have the extra time, you have the option to like clip your lashes, use mascara. I usually don't personally for like an everyday look. So just a quick little recap of all the items that I used in the order after my skin prep. I first have a tone up sunscreen just to get sunscreen and the tone of my skin evened out all in one. And then I will use my cream blush, and then I will use the colored pressed powder. And just so you know, if you decide that you want to use a powdered blush instead, I would swap the 2 orders and use your color powder first before the blush. And then I will do a quick contour of my nose with the small brush, and then the side of my cheek with a big brush. This is actually optional. And the next step is going to be my brows. I have a brow pencil. You can also use a brow mascara, and then I will use a gel eyeliner that's brown. And the last item on the list is the lipstick. So hopefully some of you found this video helpful for if you have to get ready very quickly, or if you want to sleep in the morning and want to get ready very, very quick. But anyways, that wraps up our video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!